why I decided to make a video today. I'm just in that mood. I'm just compared to just, I wanted to give my thoughts, my feelings and opinions about a particular topic, because usually I'm just a person that just real laid back, reserved. You won't see me talking a lot. I mean, I'm saying far as using a platform, far as like video or just being out there on the scene. Just really not voice my opinion on that level, but because usually I just, post how I feel about anything on social media, but I don't know, today, I just feel like it. So with that being said, this whole thing surrounding Afrika, Bambaataa, allegedly molesting young boys, and years later, the alleged victims came out and told their stories about the heinous events that occurred. And you know what? Fuck all that alleged shit. Ain't shit alleged about those accounts. I mean, especially if you're very detailed about what you're saying, given time, place, people. No, that stuff is truth. It's the truth. I just think it's really unfortunate and really fucked up, And, I know there's certain people, that's, taking sides with Afrika Bambaataa. I'm saying in the hip-hop community. I'm saying the old school hip-hop community. You know what I'm saying? Off the strength of, his reputation, his image, what he done for the hip-hop culture, influential, inspiring, important, valuable, but that's totally separate. Like, that's totally separate from the individual, So with all that being said, with the victims coming out, no one's trying to ruin Afrika Bambaataa. He did that shit to himself. He did that shit to himself. I mean, what the fuck he thought? It was bound to come out anyway. It's already around that he's been doing this since the 70s, like the late 70s, and and here we are now. So, I've been keeping up on everything far as, the stories and news and things of that sort. So another reason why I made this video, because I just wanted to be really verbal about this. Like, I seen this video with Krs-One, who shared his thoughts on the allegations on child molestation concerning Afrika Bambaataa. He was actually on Nori's show. Nori's show. He was on there, and Nori pretty much just asked him how he felt about it, what are his thoughts, basically. And I just didn't like the response that Krs-One had. Like, you just say you don't give a fuck about none of it. These dudes that went through that whole, tragic thing are scarred for life. Like, they're fucked up mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, psychologically. And all you can motherfuckers say is you don't give a fuck. That's on them. Let Africa and the victims handle that. But you supposed to be this big ass ambassador for fucking Afrika Bambaataa, and being the representative for the culture and the leader of the culture, you the teacher, you're supposed to be the teacher, so you're supposed to be of righteousness, you know what I'm saying, and being positive and pushing positive things, but yet you say shit like that, like you don't give a fuck at all about what happens to, you know, or what's going on with the victims. And it ain't gotta be that, it just lets you know where you at, you know, because if this is going on, especially Afrika Bambaataa, just imagine the other cats that was around Afrika Bambaataa, or who is around Afrika Bambaataa, who took part in that, or who uphold that, even though they didn't have part in the events, but they entertain that and don't say nothing. They keep quiet because, oh, you don't want to mess up your money, or you don't want to turn your back on Afrika Bambaataa, and all these kind of things to save your ass. But yeah, Krs-One, I mean, he's just full of shit. And, you know, I lost all respect for him. I don't give a fuck. This is for any hip-hop artist. I'm saying old school. Yeah, it could be even new school. When it comes to the hip-hop community, hip-hop/rap community, I don't give a fuck how much of an inspiration, you know, influential, important, viable you are to the culture, is or was to the culture. Right is right and wrong is wrong. It is certain shit you don't uphold, and you know it's not right. So I mean, if these motherfuckers knew this shit was going on, why they didn't say nothing? They didn't say nothing at all. They just let it go on. Now these brothers gotta live with it, and God knows how many countless others it happened to. And it ain't gotta be just concerned Afrika Bambaataa, just in general in the black community this shit goes on. You know, some people are, you know, suffering with this shit, man. I mean, as far as getting molested, you know, take advantage of, or what have you. And you know, and another thing about this whole thing, well, why they wait years later to say anything, like, who the fuck does that? Who the fuck is gonna believe them? You know, who can the victims confide in if they can't confide in people they look up to, or their family, or closest peers? Yeah, they're gonna feel chastised. People gonna turn their backs on them. So yeah, they're gonna keep it a secret. They feel embarrassed. You know, it means a lot of emotional, psychological things to consider. I mean, you know, that's going on. But as far as Krs-One, his whole perspective on, you know, the allegations and controversies not being, you know, being false, and like, how the fuck is this controversy? These brothers have nothing to lose. They don't want shit from Afrika Bambaataa. All they want is some closure. They didn't ask for no money. They're not expecting no money. It's the fact they want him to recognize what he's done to them. Like, as a whole, their whole life is ruined. That's how they see it. I mean, I know they continue on and try to, you know, push forward, but it's always hard for them. And all you can say is, fuck that, you don't give a fuck. Like, you know what? I expected him to say that. I mean, of course you're going to take Afrika Bambaataa's back. And the thing is, all these old school hip-hop cats talking about they been knew this. Alright, so if you knew this, why you didn't say shit? So what that makes you? You're accessory to child molestation. That's just how I look at it. And you know it's not right, because see, if that happened to your motherfucking kids or your children, then it'd be a different tune, now would it? How would you feel if that happened to one of your seeds, to your daughters, or to your sons? then what the fuck you gonna say? What, African Bambaataa is such an inspiration, influential, important, and you know, I'm not gonna go against African Bambaataa because who he is and who he know. No, all thing you think about is killing this motherfucker. That's all you thinking about, and that's what should be done, as far as I'm concerned. Him and any other child molester needs to be handled appropriately. So, but going back to what I was about to say, I mean, I just knew Krs-One is playing both sides of the fence anyway. When I seen that video about him, his views on, you know, a Mason, like just the whole Masonry path, and his views on Illuminati and the men in power and his association with it, that told me right there where he was at. And he did that video, I'm saying, when he was interviewed by the camera guy, when Krs-One was speaking to a few of the youth in the room, just, you know, schooling them about Masonic order and history and things of that nature. And the things he was saying was very contradicting. It was like you were trying to sound all, you know, you're trying to sound good and intelligent, but then you turn around and say things that don't make sense. I mean, and then he says he's affiliated with a lot of them, but he's not a Mason. You know, he could be, you know, he's within that circle, but he's not a part of it. No, either you in it or you not. There's no in between with that, sir. There's no motherfucker in between. Either you in or you out. That's just how it is. You can't dab, because you taking an oath, brother, if you know so much about being a Mason. So that actually told me right there. Seeing that video I seen on YouTube, I'm saying, far as that was several years ago. So here we are now in 2016. So I say it's not surprising, because I peeped that shit then. And him to say there was hip-hop is a secret society within itself. So with that being said, you just pretty much let the cat out the bag without even saying anything. So basically, a bunch of Masons selling out, doing terrible things behind the scene, just to have power and be successful and have fame. And I've seen that shit, you know, the same with Afrika Bambaataa. I've seen pictures of him throwing up Masonic signs and all that. Like, so really, all these old school hip hop niggas talking about all these gay niggas in the hip hop rap industry now. I'm saying the rappers, they talking about that, but this been going on since the 80s. What is different now between now and back then, when hip hop was really thriving? What is the difference? If you go back, didn't they wear tight clothes? Yes, they wore purses. If you really listen to certain songs, it sound like some gay shit. And then if you look up, if you Google some pictures, you'll see like certain old school artists throwing up hand gestures and hand signs. I'm saying Masonic. So what that tell you? They've been pedophiles and sick fucking bastards all along. I mean, I ain't got shit else to say about it. I ain't got no respect for that shit. None like on that shit. So, I mean, let's not get it twisted. I'm not taking away for what Afrika Bambaataa did musically for the hip hop rap culture. But let's be clear, we gotta start calling certain shit the task. And that's where the line is drawn. The line should be drawn. If you're not protecting the youth, you're not helping the youth, you're not building the youth, then that's harming the community. So we gotta call that shit the task. I'm saying even now, black people, like the community in general, stuff in the neighborhood that you know is fucked up, that you know that's harming our people, damaging our community. We gotta start correcting shit, man, because it just don't make no sense. Especially about, because you know there's countless of black people that's been molested. In some cases you know of it, and then there's some cases you will not know at all because some of them don't say anything, and hey, they just carry that shit to their grave. So we just gotta take accountability, man. Grow the fuck up. So that's just my opinion on the whole Afrika Bambaataa Krs-One situation. So let me know what y'all think.